Hey, little rock stars, welcome back to another episode of Little Astro's podcast, your go to space for all things self growth, feminine energy, and becoming the best version of you. Hola, my name is Eda. Now, today's topic is it's gonna be a good one. We are talking about something that every woman has felt at least once in her life, maybe once a day, or something that haunts us all. Kind of like that one embarrassing memory you thought you had buried forever, but it pops up at 3 a.m. Yes, we are talking about fear of failure. Dun-dun-dun. Yeah, that looming, annoying fear that pops up whenever we are about to do something big, bold, and let's face it, life changing. It's like it knows when we are about to glow up and just comes in like,
Here you go, not so fast.
But seriously, if you have ever felt like failure is chasing you down or sitting on your shoulder whispering, what if this doesn't work out? Today's episode is for you. We are going to talk about how to kick that fear in the butt and overcome it like the queens that we are. Today's podcast will be divided into 5 segments. Segment 1 will be the reality of fear of failure. Segment 2, we will know why do we fear failure. And segment 3 is how to overcome the fear of failure. Segment 4 will be the real talk. And segment 5 will be the action challenge. So get ready, ladies, grab a cup of coffee, tea, or anything that you're in mood of. Make yourself comfortable and let's dive in. Okay, let's start with a little truth bomb. Everybody, and I mean everybody, is afraid of failure at some point. Oprah, afraid of failure, even she had her moments. Beyonce definitely had her moments. I mean, remember when she fell those stairs during her concert? Queen Bee just stood up, flipped her hair, and kept going. She didn't even miss a beat. If Beyonce can recover from a face-first stumble in front of thousands of people, then girl, we can survive sending an awkward email or watching that presentation. But you know who else failed a bunch of times? J.K. Rowling. Yup. The billionaire author of Harry Potter was rejected by 12. Yes, 12 publishers. Before she finally got a yes. Imagine if she gave up after the first 11, we would be living in a world without Hogwarts. Can you even picture that? Talk about tragic. So if you're sitting there thinking you're the only one who gets nervous before making big move, think again. Fear of failure is universal. It doesn't care who you are or what you have accomplished. It's just there to make you doubt yourself. But let me tell you something. It's okay to feel that fear. What's not okay is letting it stop you. Fear of failure is just like that annoying friend who always tells you the worst case scenario at every party. You know, the one who says, what if you spill your drink? What if you trip? What if they don't like you back? Girl, I don't need that energy and you don't either. Here's the truth. The road of success is paved with failures. It's like taking the scenic route with a few wrong turns. You might get lost, but eventually you are gonna find your way. And let's be real, it makes for a better story. Imagine telling people you succeeded on the first try. Boring, absolutely boring. But saying, oh yeah, I fell flat on my face a few times before I made it. Now that's an inspiring story. So let's learn how to shut down that voice for a greater good. Tell me, why do we fear failure? Let's just get to the core of it. Why do we fear failure so much? I think it comes down to only 2 things. 1, we are afraid of what people will think of us. And 2, we are afraid it will prove we are not good enough. Sound familiar, right? Girl, it's exhausting worrying about what other people think all the time. And newsflash, half of the time people are too busy worrying about themselves, so they don't have time to care about your mistakes. So why let that stop you? Why are we afraid of failure? It's not like anyone walking around with a sign that says, look, I failed at life, right? But still, we act like one mistake is going to brand us as losers forever. But here's the spoiler alert. It won't. Failure is just life way of saying, hey, try that again, but like better this time. Failure is a feedback, not a judgment on who you are. And if you're still afraid, just remember this. Albert Einstein couldn't speak until he was 4 years old. 4. Now he's like the poster child for genius. So, girl, you have got time. You are not behind, you are just warming up. Okay, my rock stars, now for the good stuff. How do we overcome this fear? I have got a few tips for you, and these work wonders. It's time to kick fear to the curb and turn that into a stepping stone towards your ultimate glow up. Are you ready? Let's go. Tip number 1, redefine failure. First up, redefine the failure. I mean, really, what even is failure? Failure isn't the end of our life, it is just a lesson in disguise. If something doesn't work out, all you have got to do is learn from it. Like, okay, noted, this path is a no-go. Let's try another one, and every time you fail, you get closer to finding what does work for you. So let's shift the mindset from failure to learning. When you frame it like that, failure sounds a lot less scary, doesn't it? Let's flip the script. Failure isn't the enemy. In fact, it's your best friend forever in disguise. Yeah, BFF. Think of failure like that brutally honest friend who tells you when you have got spinach in your teeth. Sure, it's uncomfortable, but you would rather know so you can fix it, right? That's what failure does. It shows you what to work on so you can come back stronger. Want proof? Let's talk about Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. Homegirl failed her way to becoming a billionaire. She was selling fax machines door to door and had no background in fashion. But after cutting the feet of some pantyhose,
Like what?
she came up with Spanx. Her idea was rejected multiple times by manufacturers, but she kept going. Now she has got more money than we can even imagine, all because she didn't give up. After hearing no, moral of the story, failure is just feedback. Tip number 2, take action anyway. Just do it scared. I am serious. Here's another juicy truth bomb. You are never going to feel 100% ready. If you're waiting for that miracle day when all the stars align and you suddenly feel fearless, I hate to break it to you, sweet peas, it's not going to happen. Fear is going to be there, so you might as well take action anyway. Fear isn't something that disappears. Instead, it's something you learn to live with and work through. Do it while your heart is racing and your hands are sweating. By the time you're done, you will be like, wait, that wasn't so bad. It's the anticipation that's the real villain, not the failure. You know who did it scared? Shonda Rhimes. Yes, the queen of TV. She was terrified of public speaking, but she forced herself to say yes to doing it anyway. Was she perfect the first time? Probably not. But did she overcome that fear? Absolutely. Now look at her. Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, How to Get Away with Murder. She is basically running the world. Tip number 3. Embrace imperfection. Now let's talk about being perfect, or should I say not being perfect. Perfectionism is a trap, girl. It keeps you stuck in the fear of failure because we think everything has to be flawless. But let me ask you this. Would you rather be perfect and never actually do or experience anything, or take action, make mistakes, and learn as you go? It's way better to try and fail than never try at all. Plus, imperfections are what makes us relatable. Nobody's perfect, and if they were, they would be super boring. Be proud of your messy, beautiful journey. Perfection is overrated. You wouldn't have those funny stories about the time you burned dinner or sent a text to the wrong person. Trust me, your mistakes and failures are what makes your life interesting. Think of it like this. Every time you mess up, you are one step closer to figuring it out. It's like trying to learn how to do winged eyeliner. Did anyone get it right the first time? At least not me, and I know I am not the only one. But you kept going and eventually you nailed it. Same goes for life. Here's the thing, your failures don't define you. What defines you is how you rise after you fall. So, if you're afraid of failure, remind yourself that every no you get is leading you closer to a yes. Every time you fall, you're building resilience. And honestly, that's where the magic happens. Failure is a part of your success story. We all need to remember this. Failure is not a dead end, it's just a detour. You know, when you're using Google Maps and it's like rerouting? That's what failure does. It's just rerouting you to a better path, and sometimes the scenic route is where you discover the most beautiful views. You know, Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Yes, you heard me right, 1,000 times. When someone asked him how it felt to fail that many times, he said, I didn't fail. I just found 1,000 ways that didn't work. Talk about a mindset shift. So, if you feel like you have failed a lot, just think you are in great company. If I had to let the fear of failure stop me, this podcast wouldn't exist. You wouldn't be here listening right now, learning, growing, and slaying. So embrace the failure, babe. It's not the end, it's just the beginning of your glow up, just like the heartbreaks. Alright, rock stars, we are almost wrapping up. But before we go, I want to leave you with a challenge. Think about one thing you have been holding back on because you are afraid of failing. Got it? Now, I want you to take one small step towards it this week. It doesn't have to be huge, just one step. Maybe it's sending that email, applying for that job, or signing up for that class. Whatever it is, just start. And remember, if it doesn't work out exactly as you planned, you are already winning. Because you are taking action, you are learning, you are growing, and that, my friend, is how you overcome fear. That's a wrap for today's sweet peas. I hope you are feeling motivated, pumped up, and ready to take on whatever challenge is in front of you, fear and all. Remember, you are stronger than you think, and failure is just a stepping stone on your path to greatness. If you loved today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this with your bestie who could use a little push to overcome her own fears. Until next time, live your life to the fullest, stay bold, stay beautiful, and keep chasing your dreams. You have got this. Toodles!